Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Good morning and welcome to Squiz Kids, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Monday, November 30. In Squiz Kids today, Heatwave smashes records. New kitty for the White House. Australia wins one-day international series against India. And Kavaan the elephant takes flight. That's what's making news, kids style.
The lowdown.
Temperature records were smashed, sleepless nights were all the rage, and fires burned as most of the country sweltered in heatwave conditions over the weekend. And it's not about to get any cooler anytime soon. Sydney had its hottest November night on record over the weekend as it chalked up 2 days of 40-degree plus temperatures, while the Rural Fire Service in New South Wales reported some 45 bush and grass fires were burning across the state. The Murray River region of northern Victoria copped the brunt of it for the southern state, where Mildura broke a new record with 45 degrees. Adelaide broke into a sweat of its own on Friday and Saturday, with the regional South Australian town of Maree hitting 47 degrees, while Birdsville in regional Queensland chalked up an impressive 46 degrees. The southeast corner of the Sunshine State and northern New South Wales are expected to do some sweltering of their own in the coming days, with a streak of temperatures in the mid-high 30s forecast through until Thursday. Pass the deodorant. Remember the other week we told you how incoming US President Joe Biden was planning to bring his 2 dogs, Champ and Major, with him to the White House? Well, in the interests of pleasing dog people and cat people, it seems the new Prez may have a moggy in tow too when he moves in at the end of January. The lucky cat hasn't yet been selected from the pet store, but as soon as it is, you'll be the first to know. If Joe's wife, Dr. Jill Biden, is known as the First Lady, does that mean Champ and Major are the first poochers? And will that mean the new cat will become the first kitty? Spin
the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed on the frozen continent Antarctica, where quite frankly it would be very nice to be this week. A vision of the future for Australian scientists in Antarctica has been unveiled over the weekend, showing cool new architectural plans to upgrade the buildings in which they work. Davis Research Station in Antarctica has been operational since 1957, playing host to generations of Aussie scientists who live and work there. The new buildings, which look very much like spaceships, will be powered by wind and solar energy, and there will be better waste disposal solutions, better laboratories for the scientists, as well as much more comfortable living conditions, including heated, elevated walkways between the buildings, so residents there don't have to go outside in freezing winter conditions to get from one building to the next. Genius. There's a link in today's episode notes to an artist's impression of the new research station.
Sport time!
The Australian men's cricket team set a new record for its highest one-day international score against India, scoring an impressive 4 for 389 yesterday, setting India a target they just couldn't manage to meet. The home side's victory last night at the SCG, ably led by batsmen Steve Smith and Glenn Maxwell, means the Aussies have already won the series, with one game left to play in Canberra on Wednesday. Meanwhile, it was a convincing win for the Sydney Thunder in the final of the Women's Big Bash League on Saturday night. The Thunder cruised to an easy victory over the Melbourne Stars, winning with 7 wickets up their sleeve.
Animal Kingdom.
Remember Kavaan, the world's loneliest elephant? We spoke about him before, and how an international effort was launched last month to rescue him from the run-down zoo in Pakistan that he was being kept in. Kavaan had become especially lonely since his companion of 20 years, Sahili, had gone to elephant heaven. Well, if all has gone to plan overnight, Kavaan should be winging his way to Cambodia, a country in Southeast Asia, aboard his first ever plane flight, heading for an elephant sanctuary where he'll be able to live out his years in the company of other elephants. And once he's settled in his new home, we'll bring you news of that too. Did you know that elephants crave the company of other elephants, just like humans crave the companionship of other humans? Fly well, Kavaan. I wonder if he gets to watch any in-flight movies, like maybe Dumbo. There's a link in today's episode notes to photos of Kavaan. Okay, are you all sitting down for this? After weeks and weeks of negotiations and no fewer than 12 letters back and forth from the North Pole, we've managed to secure a very special guest for our last Squiz Kids Q&A for the year. Yes, folks, it's one of Santa's elves, Sugar Plum Mary, no less. She's the elf who helps look after the naughty or nice list. She's also worked with Santa for more than 50 years and helps to care for the reindeer and is one of the mechanics on Santa's sleigh and knows everything there is to know about the whys, hows and wherefores of everyone's favourite holiday. And even though it's the busiest time of the year for Santa and his elves, she's agreed to take the Squiz Kids hot seat and answer any of your Christmas questions. So, if you've got a question for Santa's elf, email it to squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. You've got until Wednesday night to get your questions in, so quick sticks.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. Name the frozen continent to the south of Australia on which the Davis Research Station is located. You got it, it's Antarctica. Question number 2. Who won last night's one-day international between India and Australia? Yeah, it was the Aussies. Question number 3. What's the name of the elephant on his first plane flight today to his new home in Cambodia? That's right, it's Kavaan.
Shout-outs.
It's November 30, the 335th day of the year. We're on the 2020 countdown, people. It's also only 25 sleeps till Christmas. That's like 3 times the number of reindeer that pull Santa's sleigh, plus 1. It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Nanziba from Dubbo, Logan from Redfern, Telly from Erskineville, Bobby from Brisbane, Cade from Capalaba, Dax from Abbotsford, Angelo from Brunswick West, Hayley from Geraldton, Jack from Blackheath, Xavier from New South Wales, Daniel from Northbridge, and Leah from Culpeper, excuse me if I've mispronounced that, all the way from Virginia in the United States. And some belated birthday shout-outs to Miles from Melbourne, Ramjot and Lisa from New South Wales, Emily, Harry W. and Lincoln from Craigburn. Happy birthday, one and all. And today's classroom shout-outs go to Miss Luongo's Year 3 Banksia class from All Hallows Catholic Primary School in Five Dock, Class E4 at Honeywood Primary School, 4 Red with Mr. Granger at St. Brendan's Catholic Primary School in Lake Munmora, Year 3 at Merredin College in Western Australia, Class 5G at Mount St Patrick College in Murwillumbah, and Class 3-4C with Miss Cole at Glen Denning Public School. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout-out, or if you're after a classroom shout-out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out. Squiz Kids is proudly supported by the Judith Neilson Institute for Journalism and Ideas.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.